What's going on, guys? Now, if you are a professional and you're out of shape and you've been struggling with losing visceral fat, I'm going to explain here in this video how to lose visceral fat and how to keep it off for good. So what is visceral fat? Visceral fat is the fat that's within our bodies. It surrounds our organs, and if it goes unchecked for a long period of time, it can even lead to death because it surrounds our heart and everything. So it is the dangerous fat, but the pro to it is the easiest fat to lose. So visceral fat, what causes visceral fat, I should say. So what causes visceral fat is the overconsumption of ultra-processed foods. We're talking about McDonald's, Taco Bell, Arby's, Subway, all that kind of stuff has ultra-processed foods. And then you may even live near a grocery store, a local grocery store, Pick and Save, Walmart, Target. You can go in there, you see chips, biscuits, cereal, crackers, muffins, pancakes, all that kind of stuff is ultra-processed foods. So how do we fix visceral fat? So we get rid of ultra-processed foods, and then what we do is we focus more on proteins and fats, the healthy kinds, such as avocado, steak, chicken breast, salmon. Make sure it's wild caught. And then we also focus on eggs and stuff like that. And then what we do is we get our carbs from leafy greens. You can add fruits. The fruits I would recommend is like berries. Sometimes people say it's not fruits, but I consider it a fruit. But add berries, and then of course avocado is also a fruit. But berries, and then leafy greens mainly. So that's where you want to get your carbs from. And then what you also want to focus on is going longer periods of time without eating. So you want to actually practice fasting. You can start with your 3 meals that you're doing so far, but you want to drop it down to 2 meals and then drop it down to 1 meal, so you can do that over a long period of time, and then you'll be able to lose the visceral fat because you bring your insulin levels down. And so I spoke about insulin in past videos if you guys want to go check that out. But you bring your insulin levels down, and then what you do is you add the exercise with that, doing some strength training, doing some cardio. Then your body will be able to eat up that visceral fat and get rid of it because your blood sugar levels are coming back down to normal. You're focusing on whole foods, you're focusing on doing some fasting, going longer periods of time without eating. And then you do some apple cider vinegar, which I forgot to mention. Add some apple cider vinegar that helps get rid of visceral fat. But then before you know it, you'll be able to feel your waistline shrink. You'll be able to have more energy, have more clarity. You'll be able to go longer periods of time without eating. You'll be able to focus and everything like that. But another thing I want to mention with this is that when you have a lot of visceral fat around your body and it's just growing and growing, that can also lead to type 2 diabetes. That also leads to insulin resistance. If you guys want another video on that, I can always talk about insulin resistance again and go over it. But I may just do it since I'm talking about visceral fat. But those are the ways that you can lose visceral fat, is focusing on proteins, fats, and doing some fasting. If you guys like this information, please follow this account, and I'll see you guys later.